Hello, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with a very special video that I'm so excited about. I'm going to be doing an unboxing and review of some handmade crochet hooks from the Ukraine that I got today. I can't wait. I've been looking forward to this for weeks. Yes, okay, so a little bit of backstory first. Okay, I was approached by an Etsy seller. Now, forgive my pronunciation if you please. The name of the Etsy store is Letto Workshop, Letto Workshop, and they are based in Melitopol, Ukraine. Again, sorry if I mispronounced, excuse me. So I was approached by Stan and Julie, the owners of the Etsy store, and they said, "We make crochet hooks. Would you be interested in trying them out and reviewing them on your channel?" And I said emphatically, "Yes, thank you so very much for the opportunity." And so I looked at their store. I was like a kitten in a yarn store. My eyes bugged out, and their hooks are gorgeous, okay? And they've got tons to choose from, different sizes, different woods that are used, different styles. My little heart went pitter-patter, okay? And what was really nice is that on each listing, there are a ton of photos for each hook because since they are handmade, they are all slightly different, and I can appreciate the attention to detail. So, that being said, also, I mean, just the aesthetics of these ergonomic hooks, I mean, they are gorgeous. They appear to be hand-turned, hand-carved, polished to a T. I mean, that's what I saw, and we will be seeing them up close and personal in just a moment. Now, the range of these hooks is anywhere from like $19 to like $69. I kid you not. And the average, I would say, was about $39. Now, some of them are, completely handmade out of the wood. Some of them actually are metal hooks that are inset into a hand carved, cranked, tooled, I don't even know the terminology, but a handmade wooden handle, but it's a metal hook that is inserted. So there are lots of options there. So that being said, we are going to do the unboxing, and then I'm going to give you a hands-on review of the hooks. So you're going to see them in action. So I'm very excited, and I'm already going to preemptively say to Stan and Julie, thank you so very much, because I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. All right, so let's open this box up, shall we? All right, so here's the box in question, and we shall see what we shall see. And now the thing to keep in mind is that, I live in the US, and they are from the Ukraine. So, I mean, I knew that it was going to take a while. But my thinking is, you know what? Hey, it's worth it. So I can be patient for certain things. Come on. And this is, from what I can tell thus far, this is very nicely packed. Can I get in here? It is so well packed that I can't get in. Don't worry, I'm going in again. Bear with me. I just want to be careful, Can I pry this open? Ooh, I think we're getting it. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Just a little bit more cut. Aha! Success. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so, ooh, haha, ooh, we have a card. Okay. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. Warm greetings from Ukraine. Thank you very much, dear Craig. We'd like to wish you peace and prosperity, home comfort and warmth, good health and good luck, and a lot of sunny, warm, relaxed, and happy days to you and your loved ones. Stay safe and be well. May love and light be with you all. Stan and Julie. And so this was dated November 5th, and I believe it's the 27th. So, like I said, it took a while, but I have a feeling it's going to be worth it. So, Stan and Julie, thank you very, very much. Now for the goodies. Okay, so we have 4. And I have no idea which is in here. Now, 3 of them, I do remember them. Like I said, it's been a while. 3 of them I picked out, and then they sent a mystery one, so I have no idea which one is which. It's like a mystery box. Okay, now the reason why that these are so well enveloped and encased, of course, is because, well, they're wood, you know. They are, I imagine, somewhat fragile. Now, how to open this? This is going to be interesting. All right, so you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually unwrap this cocoon off camera. So bear with me because I have a feeling it's going to be rather noisy. So give me a moment. I will be right back. Okay, so I managed to get 3 of them open. I didn't open them, but open enough where I can get into them. Actually, it's not that hard to get these open. If you start at one end, because it's sort of like a cocoon of protective layers of wrap going on, and then just go in and cut one layer, being careful just to cut the one layer. It's not that bad. I do appreciate the attention to making sure that these are really nice and safely wrapped up so that when they get here, they'll be in one piece. I do appreciate that. So kudos to the wrapping up. Okay. All right, so let us see what's behind door number 1. Ooh. Ooh. How posh is this? This is very posh. Now, if I read this correctly, it's Julie that makes these hand-sewn felt cases for all the hooks. That's pretty awesome. So, looks like this is a little locking flap here. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, oh, oh. Now, the only thing is that I don't know what wood this is, quite frankly. But it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it says what wood it is on the website. Okay. I feel totally, I feel out of my breadth and depth at the moment. Because usually I like to be as informative as I possibly can. But when I said, "Ooh, I would like that," the listing was then taken down. So I don't know the exact wood that this is made out of. However, what I do know is that on the bottom here, there is a 6 and a dot. I don't know if you can see that very well because this is a 6mm hook. So, I mean, that's really in there. In fact, that is carved in there. So that's not going anywhere. I'm trying to get a nice close up, if I may. It's hard to see. Can kind of see that there is a 6 on there. And so we have, now that is gorgeously carved. It's not like it's just cut and there's just sort of like a notch in there. And it is very, very smooth, very smooth. And it's also a nice length. So far, I would say it feels really nice and natural in the hand. It's tooled beautifully. I love to see all that grain in the wood. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, we have 3 more to go. So we have our 6mm. So, yeah, duh. I'm all Twitter. Okay, now, see, the only thing that, okay, this is a slight criticism. The only thing that I would have liked differently is perhaps with this one saying it is this wood. That's the only thing I would have said differently. Now I don't know, because I mean, this is a special case, so I don't know if you get like an invoice saying, this is this, this is this. I am not kvetching. I am not complaining. It's strictly a constructive criticism. That is all. So let's see, what's this one? Again, nice sort of ribbon, nice stitching. And it says on here, handmade by Letto. And these cases, it's very robust. It's not like the felt that you get, in a big box store. Ooh. Okay, so this is a 5.5. See, this one you can see a little bit better. How cool is this? And again, it's got a very nice and natural curvature to it. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Makes me think of, white chocolate. Even though I don't care for eating white chocolate, I like dark chocolate, but it makes me think of white chocolate. Just sort of like the shiny drizzliness of it. Ooh, it's just so cool. And yeah, it has really a nice feel in the hand. Now, some people, they crochet like this. Me, I'm an overhand kind of guy, so it feels really natural in my hand thus far. So this is the 5.5. We did the 6, and we've got 2 more to go. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I am. And after we open up the next 2, I am going to actually crochet with them to show you, a test drive, if you will. Okay, so the next 2, okay, bear with me, give me one moment. All right, so the next 2, the grand unveiling. Ooh, this one's a little bit different. It's very creative. I really, really like. Now, it looks like they took some ribbon or some trim and then they stitched it onto the felt. It's a really nice touch. It's all about the details and how this coordinates with this up here. It's the little things. Ooh. Now this one makes me think of caramel. Look at that. So this is a 5. That's a 5mm. And they have all different sizes. So gorgeous. You know, I know it's kind of hard to see because my focus is a little funky funk, but so far I'm in love. Absolutely. And because you also have a layering, because you have this wood from here to here, and then the same wood from here to here, but then you got this sort of creamy looking caramel-like goodness in between, almost like latte art. Oh, it's so nice. Okay, we've got one more to go. It's like they're, seriously, they are like works of art. You know, I mean, typically I work with clover amours because I like the shape of the cut of the hook. Those are what I typically work with. And I do like the ergonomics that they have very, very much. You know, these are like an absolute treat. You know, a little close up. Okay, last but certainly not least. Ooh. Gorgeousness. And this one is also a 5. How pretty is that? Just absolutely gorgeous. And again, give you a close up. Okay, now if I remember correctly, this style of hook on average, like I said, it's about $39. Is that a price that I would normally pay for a crochet hook? No. Ordinarily, no. I admit as much. A while back, I did try out the Furls crochet hooks. Now, ironically, they are, price-wise, they are comparable, if not more expensive than these. And those, okay, the Furls, you know, to be perfectly fair, you know, I had gotten 3 of those. One of them was the really heavy metal sort of weighted one. And then there was, I believe, a wood one and then a plastic, a resin one. And I had gotten 3 different sizes and I tried them out. And I honestly, I was not happy with those. And those were not cheap. In fact, I don't use them at all. Okay. These, on the other hand, I really, again, I love the cut of the hook, and I will be actually trying them out now because you can see, you'll be able to see better that sorry, I'm trying here, that the cut of the hook, it's not just sort of sliced in, and it does have a slightly rounded tip to that hook. And to me, that's important because my problem is that the way that I crochet, if it's like an actual cut, it snags, it splits the yarn, and it drives me crazy, and I hate that. And you know, like with the Susan Bates or the Furls hooks, it has that it's just cut. Now these, it's like they really took more time to put into their craft, and I can appreciate that very, very much. And also, another point of note is that on the metal one, that I had gotten of the Furls hooks. It was a sticker, a misplaced sticker that was gonna fall off, that was at the end of the hook, okay? And those are manufactured, okay? Now this is carved in. That ain't going anywhere. The only thing that I personally might have done differently is instead of putting the size of the millimeters, I would have put the letter. But that's just personal preference. You know, whenever I do a project, I always state the letter and the millimeter size, because some people go based on one, some people go based on the other. I'll get used to this. This is worth getting used to. This is fine. So this is, again, it's a small, minor point, okay? It's not a criticism, it's just a preference. I'll leave it at that. But this is so gorgeous. And I can't wait to start playing around and working with these. I'm excited. I'm very excited. So again, we have this lovely one, which is a 5. And then quickly, we have this one, which is also a 5. And then we should have the 5.5 and then the 6. Yes, this is the 5.5. So this is, if I'm thinking correctly, this is an I. The other two that I just did were H, and then I've got this one, which should be a J, if memory serves. You know, I'm a little fuzzy. Yeah, and this is the 6. It's just such rich colors. I'm dying here. All right, so I am going to break out some yarn, and we are going to give these a test run. Well, test drive. Vroom, vroom. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Hello again. Alrighty, so I have actually been working with my hooks, and I tell you, I couldn't be more pleased. Now, the one that I've been working mostly with at the moment is the size 5.5, and that is, so you can see a little bit better right here. It's nice and really carved in there. This is the size I, because I've been making granny squares for a blanket. Now, what I couldn't show you before in such great detail is the actual shape and tip of the hook. See, it's not sharp. It is nice and rounded, and I really love it. I mean, that is an attention to detail, okay? As opposed to some that I have seen where it looks like basically they just sort of cut out a notch. No, this has some definite character and finesse about it. You know, that's some workmanship right there. I can appreciate that. Now, if you want to compare this to one of the clovers that I have, you can see how that too has sort of a rounded tip to it. You know, it's not a jagged point. And so this is actually the exact same size. This is also a 5.5 size I hook. And, you know, there's a very, very big difference, of course, as far as the handle itself. And it did take some getting used to. But once I did, I was stitching just as quickly with this as I was with this. And I absolutely love it. You know, it did take, like I said, a little bit getting used to, as far as, you know, you've got this much larger handle, but I found it very comfortable, and this is really, really quite smooth. You know, no snagging at all whatsoever. Couldn't be more pleased. And as far as the other two, give you a better close-up of the hook tips. Now this is the size J, the 6. So you can see that better. It's still very dark, but it's a dark wood. What do you expect? You know, absolutely gorgeous seeing the grain of the wood Makes me think of bedposts or magic wands. And then we have our 2 size H hooks. Again, nice and rounded, not sharp or jagged in any way. Now, keep in mind, like I said before, since these are handmade, each one is a little bit different as far as the taper, the curvature, but they do have close-up photos that, of course, you can pinch and zoom and really get nice and up close and personal, so you can see exactly what it is that you are going to be looking at. And see, personally, this is the shape that I like and I find favor with. So you can see this is the 5. All right, so now for the fun stuff, I'm actually going to show you me working with one of them, if not more than one of them, and give you an idea of them in action. All righty. All right, now before we get started, I want to show you this actually I made last night in between videos. Made this last night using the size J and the size I for the brimming. This is the Divine hat. So yeah, I mean, it works. They totally work. Granted, yes, I made this off camera, but yes, I wanted to show you that, yeah, you can totally make something just as quickly. Once you get past the difference, the learning curve, if you will, of holding a different size hook, it works just as well. Now, this is the size 5, a size H, and this yarn is some weight of 3 mandala yarn. So I just wanted to show you really quick. A little bit of stitching, So very, very smooth. I mean, the shakiness of my hands aside, just as smooth as an aluminum hook, quite frankly. And then if you want to do some rows, no problem. Ooh. See, now I have what they call, I believe, a knife grip. Some people, they have, I believe, what they call a pencil grip. So, I mean, if you grip your hook like this, then, I think that this is what they are specifically designed for, the knife grip. Then I think that this would be for you. As far as the other grip, I'm not sure, because I've always held my hook the same way. But it is very, very smooth. And I really don't notice any difference whatsoever. Now, also another thing that I was, perhaps concerned about is the gauge. Like, are they true to form? Honestly, yes. Because like I said, I used the J and the I for the Divine hat, and it fit just as it is supposed to. And the granny squares that I was making, I had made some previously using the clover hook, and then I made some using my new hook, and I laid them on top of each other, and they are the same size. Okay, so the millimeter is true to form. It's like on the one hand, yes, they are handmade. On the other hand, yeah, they are exact. So I give them credit for that. It's not that they arbitrarily said, oh yeah, sure, this is a size I. No, it is a size I. So as you can see, they work up very, very, very nicely. My stitching technique excluded. Now I wanted to show you me actually going into stitches because that always takes a bit more finesse than to going into stitch spaces. But I would like to show you a little bit of granny work as well. So yeah, I mean, they work. They totally work. The proof is in the pudding. All right, so now let's switch over to the eye hook and some worsted. All right, so now we have the size 5.5, the size eye hook, and this is just some Pound of Love. And so I thought it might be fun to do a little granny stitching. And another thing that I really did want to touch upon is before, when I was saying that ordinarily I don't spend that much money as far as materials or tools in general. And I was talking about the furls hooks and their pricing and so on and so forth. Now, what I want to emphasize is that, especially when it comes to materials like yarn, I tend to go on the cheap, okay, because I stitch in bulk. I stitch every day for many, many hours every day with very little in the way of exception. Now, that being said, since I burn through materials, I don't want to have them cost me an arm and a leg. However, when it comes to tools, I think that every now and then you can totally make an exception, especially considering that the tools themselves you use, just about indefinitely. You can use the same hook for a million different projects. I mean, as long as you take care of them, you don't lose them, you don't break them, the tools themselves can last indefinitely. And so if you're working with a tool that you really don't like, well, then the experience is not going to be a pleasurable one. However, if you really like your tools, it will make the project that much more enjoyable. And so in this is the way that I justify it for myself. Having nice tools, as long as they work to your liking, yeah, go for it. In fact, since last night, since the first section of this video, and since working with them off camera, I decided to order 2 more of them because I really, really like how they work. And so I decided to order a size G and a size K. So then I'll have G, H, I, J, and K, because I really, really like these. On the one hand, are they expensive? Yes, but in this case, I really believe that the expression holds true, that you get what you pay for, because just from the very, very beginning, they were packaged very well. It was not some sort of slipshod packaging. No, they were packed very, very well. The felt cases, let's look at those again real quick. I mean, these are very nicely made, very nicely stitched, and this felt is robust. This is not some flimsy, flimmy flam felt. No, this is nice and stiff and robust, and the hooks fit in very, very nicely. So, I mean, I would say the cases themselves could go for, anywhere from, like rough ballpark estimate. I mean, the case themselves could be $10 right there. And the hooks are made from really nice wood, very, very polished, shaped very nicely. Like I said, no snags or splinters or anything even remotely like that. And the cut of the hook, it's very smooth. And as you can see, I'm not splitting my yarn at all. And we are flying by and making ourselves a granny square. So my philosophy is that as far as tools go, yeah, splurging is okay, especially if they do what they are intended to do. And this, I would say the proof is in the pudding. It's doing what it is supposed to do. And not only is it nice as far as a tool is concerned, they're really quite pretty. I was showing them to my mom just last night, and she was saying that it could be, decorative, just sitting on your counter. Now, they do have, actually, on their Etsy site, they have racks. They almost kind of remind me of test tube racks or spice caddies. I like them. They're actually quite nice, but I don't quite think that I need one just yet because they hold quite a few hooks, and I would need a bunch more in order to fill one up. But in the meantime, I have those felt cases, and overall, I'm very, very, very pleased. I am very delighted, and I can't wait for my next two to arrive in the mail, hopefully sooner than later, and I'd like to show you them when they come in a future video. And so overall, how would I rate these? Well, honestly, I mean, I've been raving about them since I started this video. I give them, top marks across the board. The smoothness, the showing off of the wood grains, the shaping and attention to detail with the tip of the hooks, the fact that the millimeters and the size and so forth is actually carved into the bottom. I give them credit for that. The nice case that goes along with it. I mean, overall, it is, I think, top marks in my book, and I would give them totally a 5 out of 5 top marks. And I would totally recommend, checking out their Etsy site and, giving them a look. And like I said, they have a very wide variety of styles as well as different kinds of wood, different sizes. And also, I mean, if you're not a fan of the wooden tips, they do have the metal hooks that are inserted into a wood handle if that is more your preference. There are a lot of options. So I would totally, totally check them out and, help small business owners, definitely. And so again, I want to thank Stan and Julie very, very much for sending me these. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate the fact that I can show all of you my personal experience with these hooks from Letto or Letto. I don't know. I'm sorry. But, I'm delighted. I'm very, very pleased, and I thank you so very much for joining me today. If you found this review helpful and informative, please give a little thumbs up button down below. Link to the Etsy shop will be in the description box down below, of course. And yeah, so that wraps up my unboxing and review of these fabulous handmade hooks from the Ukraine. All right, so you know what to do until next time, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay stitching, stay caffeinated, stay safe, take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now, everybody, and have a great day.